Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Erik Johansson, a teacher with LSAT Demon. Joining me is Nathan Fox, co-founder of LSATdemon.com and the weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email today from Robin.
Robin says, I took the LSAT for the first time last April and felt okay, but the games on that test were super hard for me. I think I missed one game altogether. I only discovered LSAT Demon about 2 weeks before the test. I had just been studying on my own up until that point. I scored 158, and I was disappointed because my practice tests had been 158 to 164, and I'm typically a good test taker. It wasn't nerves, I just bombed it. No big deal, it was my first take. I kept studying over the summer and was able to put in a lot of time and energy going over every mistake and getting better at understanding the test. Accuracy over quantity. I was PTing in the 164 to 168 range and took the test in August. I just got scores back today and scored a 158 again. I am so frustrated. I walked out of it feeling at least 164. I'm in shock. I kept studying, of course, and I've got my PTs now up to a 170, and I'm drilling so much better too. I'll test again when I'm ready. I won't stop until I get what I want. I have improved significantly in the Demon, but showed no change on my official tests. I feel lost. I do a full practice test every Saturday, and I'm spending time away from my kids and my life. I just want to see progress. Sad face. I really thought I was ready for that test. Now I feel ready for the next one, but this score report has me doubting the accuracy of my PT scores. What can I do? Initial diagnostic was 153. I've been studying for 6 months or so now, but a lot of that by yourself. Robin. What do you want to say to Robin other than keep going?
That is the big thing, Robin. Keep going. You've gotten low end of your range onto LSATs. That's pretty normal. We have people on staff at the Demon who have taken the test 5 times.
Yep.
More than 5 times, even,
Yep.
to get their best score, to get a score that they were happy with.
Yep.
That is not going to sound good to you, that prospect, if you're worried about the time that this test is taking you. And I hear you feel like you're spending time away from your kids and your life. That's really tough. That said, if I can give you any encouragement, it's the fact that you do have more shots at this thing. That's why we were able to take it 5 times. Now, with that said, I think you're going to need to figure out what it means to study for this test in a sustainable way, where it doesn't feel like a chore that's dragging you away from the people and the things that you love. Can it be a productive and maybe even joyful part of your day every day? Maybe something in how you study needs to change in order to get that done, but understanding that it might take you 5 times, not saying it definitely will, but it might take you 5 times to score at the top of your range. Then look for the way that studying is going to fit into that. How is studying more long-term actually going to work out for you?
I'm actually glad that Robin underperformed on both tests. And the reason why I say that is because if Robin's range was 158 to 164 when she took her first test, and if she would have gotten a 163, she might have said, that's at the top of my range, I'm going to quit. She kept going, and now her PTs are up in the 164 to 168 range when she takes it again. On the second test, she scored below her range. So on the first attempt, she scored at the bottom of the range, which is not unusual at all. On the second test, she actually scored below the bottom of her reported range, which makes me think that, Robin, you might have been triple checking all of your wrong answers and taking forever and causing yourself problems there because you weren't being free and easy with the test. You also might have been too greedy on the test, shooting for your first 170 and, have to finish the test. And I think I did really great. And it's like, yeah, you fell into every trap because you went way too fast and you didn't really understand what you read. And that's why you scored below your range. So I think you did something different on your second official test than you were doing on all those practice tests. But again, I'm glad you underperformed, because if you would have gotten a 166, or a 167 with a range of 164 to 168, you might have said, okay, 167, good, I'm done. You kept studying, and now your practice tests are into the 170s. That's not surprising at all. Your diagnostic was 153. When people start anywhere in the 150s, I expect them to finish in the 170s. So I'm glad, Robin, that you didn't like get a good for you at the time score on your first or second attempt, which would now be a bad for you score. And you could have easily settled for that. So keep going. If I were you, Robin, I would plan on exhausting all 5 of my official attempts. With practice tests in the 170s, or you're up to 170, I would keep going on your practice tests. I don't think you're ready to take the test until you start scoring 175 sometimes. And when you do start scoring 175 sometimes, I would say, okay, now I have reached my true potential. Now I'm going to register for the official test. I would plan on taking it 3 more times potentially. Just be comfortable with that, because you're going to go into attempt number 3 with the intention of, all I have to do here is I have to do exactly what I've been doing on all my practice tests. My practice test scores are great. I'm not going to try to do anything different, anything extra. I'm not going to be extra careful because it's the official test. I'm also not going to be extra aggressive and try to go for it because it's the official test. Instead, I'm going to just do the same thing that I've been doing on all my PTs. I'm not going to give the official test too much power or too much respect, because I don't do that on any of my practice tests. So why would I do that on the official test? And I think, Robin, eventually you are going to report back to us a score somewhere in the 170s. Once that happens, you're going to forget about all the pain of this process. I promise you. I know you're probably struggling to get in a word edgewise, Erik, but
No, this is all stuff I agree with.
Okay. There is one more thing I want to say, which is not sure I'm a fan of the full practice test every Saturday.
It's a bit much.
It's a lot. And Robin, why can't you just do timed sections throughout the week and take your kids to the zoo on Saturday? I just don't know that it needs to be like, for some reason, people get so locked into, I got to keep doing these full practice tests because it's so important that I do these full practice tests. I never say that. Ben Olson never says that. Erik never says that. So why are you forcing yourself to do something that apparently is causing you pain because it's keeping you away from your kids and your life, etc.? I think if you continued studying, Robin, just 1 high quality hour a day, maybe it's after your kids already went to sleep, maybe it's when your kids are off to school, maybe it's on your lunch hour at work, I don't know. Just find 1 high quality hour daily. Sometimes you do a 35-minute section and review your mistakes. Other times you just drill and review your mistakes. Learn as much as you can in that hour, and then declare victory for the day and go back to your kids, your life, your job, whatever else.
Yeah.
I believe in Robin. I don't see
100%.
any reason why Robin's not going to end up in the 170s.
No. And Robin, one of the things that you said is that you're doubting the accuracy of your PT scores. Like, oh, I scored this on a PT, but does that mean I could score it on an official test? Yes, absolutely. You have 2 data points from official tests. Remember that all of the practice tests you were taking were once official tests. They are real LSATs.
They are.
It's the same thing.
It's the same test with the same scoring scale. So as long as you're actually timing yourself, right? I mean, sometimes we hear from people who are like, well, I gave myself a couple extra minutes on that section. Okay. Well, then that's now, your practice test results are going to be different from your official results because you're not going to get a couple extra minutes on the official test. Presumably Robin's not doing something like that, but she is doing, I think, at least on the second attempt, Robin, I'm pretty convinced that you did something different. You had a different attitude about the official test than the attitude that you brought to all of your official practice tests. And so, you're not going to take the practice tests too seriously. You're also not going to take the practice tests too casually. You're going to take your time. You're going to try to solve each question. You're going to ignore the clock. Just do your best with the time allowed. And your practice test scores, Robin, are going to be in the 170s soon. When you start getting 175 every once in a while, I want you to register for the official test. Then plan on taking it officially the next 3 administrations. Don't wait for your score to determine whether you're ready. You will be ready. Okay. The day you get a 175, you are ready, Robin. And then just take it 3 official times if necessary. You can always withdraw from the 4th or 5th attempt if you hit a home run on the 3rd or 4th attempt. And write us back, Robin, with your official 170 whatever that I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to report back to us in another few months of study.
Yeah. Can't wait for that. Thanks,
Wrap
Robin.
it up there? Yep.
Yeah, you've got this. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.